Hello everyone, my name is Sal and welcome to my channel. Today on Board Games with Sal, I'm going to be walking through the unboxing of Deception Undercover Allies. Deception is one of my favorite social deduction games, party games as you may. To play with my friends, we absolutely enjoy it. The ability to go ahead and select the items and evidences, the game-changing alternatives when someone actually figures out who the murderer and accomplices are, but then the witness sort of, there's still a possibility for the murderer and accomplice to win if they know who the witness is. That itself just adds a lot more options to the game, which I really love. So Deception Murder in Hong Kong, the base game itself is absolutely great. If you haven't played it, that's a highly recommend for a party/social deduction game. We've been playing it for quite a few years now. It's always been on my collection, but now it's starting to get a bit stale because we've played it way too much. We know everything. We know sort of like all of the items and all of the evidence cards there are. So I was thinking, for my birthday this month, I was like, oh, I want to buy a board game, but I want to get something that elevates my current collection that I have. I was looking at expansions and this one popped up. So for those who are in Sydney, I actually got a copy from Good Games, Parramatta. They had it available in the store. Just went there for a quick walk and just grabbed this one. So yeah, Deception Undercover Allies. That's the story behind it and why I actually bought it. Now let's go ahead and unbox it. Also, this is one of my first unboxing on YouTube. I'm hoping that I do justice to what I usually do on my channel on Instagram. So here we go. Starting off, the box itself is quite small. It's not chunky or anything. It's the size of like palm, I guess. So it's pretty small and handy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start. Alright. My favorite part of the unboxing is always taking off the plastic. Yeah, so just taking off the plastic at the moment. Boom. So here we go. Fresh out of the box. Deception Undercover Allies plays up to 14 players. You do need the Deception Murder in Hong Kong base game to play this expansion. Do remember that, please. So that's the cover itself. I'll take that off now. Here we are. So it opens up. The first thing you see in here is the rule book. So put that aside. Scene tiles. There's some scene tiles in there. Evidence items. The evidence cards, and then the weapons cards as well. So extra cards to add a bit more complexity to the game. They're also giving out 2 additional badges because with this expansion you get up to 14 players. So that's quite nice, to be honest. And then the last thing that I think this box has is just the investigator cards. You've got your investigator cards. You have your forensic scientist, which you also get in the original one. You have witness, which you do get in the original one as well. Murderer, which is the same. Accomplice is the same. The 3 new roles really are these 3. You got inside man. You've got lab technician. And then you have your protective and detail. The inside man spreads rumors and is an optional role recommended for games with 8 or more players. During the allies phase, the inside man causes one other player to lose their badge token before making a guess. They can also choose themselves. The inside man will win if the murderer team wins. So essentially what inside man is, he's on the bad team side, right? And what they can do is before or during the allies phase, which is the very first phase, they can choose one player to drop their badge, so that player does not get to actually make a claim, which I guess is a good thing for the murderer and accomplice, right? Because you get at least one less guess against you, which is great. Cool. The second one here is lab technician. The lab technician is again an optional role recommended for games with 7 or more players. During the allies phase, the lab technician may check one card in play to determine if it's part of the solution to the crime. The lab technician wins if the investigator team wins. So essentially, like opposite to the inside man, the lab technician is on the blue team. What will happen is before the allies phase, they can just point to one of the cards and ask the forensic scientist if that's part of the solution. The scientist will only go yes or no. They don't win the game or anything, but it's just more of a confirmation, and you can only do that once in the whole game. So a very crucial, I think, an important role, which is the lab technician. And the last one here is protective detail. Protective detail, once again, optional role for use in the game, including the witness. So the protective detail knows who the witness is at the start of the game, right? And can help distract the murderer and accomplice from who the real witness is. The witness, remember, the witness does not know who the protective detail is, right? So the protective detail wins if the investigator team wins. So once again, the blue team, they're in the good, I call them the blue team just because they're the good team. So they know who the witness is. They can sort of fake it till you make it situation where they can fake to be the witness to protect the actual witness, which is a really good idea, I think, because when you figure out who the witness is, you want to protect them, and I think that's what this role will do. So even if this person dies, their team wins at the end of the game if the witness is alive. Alright. And then we have a lot more new tiles. So here are some of the new scene tiles. Location of crime, public building, business, residence, common outdoor space, secluded outdoor space, unknown. So yay. Victims' hobbies, victims' personalities. So a lot more easy to give clues, I think. This is the one I really want to talk about. This is the one I really want to talk about. This particular event tile is an absolute game changer. So I'm just going to read it out what it says, and then I'm going to explain to you what it will do. So remember, this is for the forensic scientist, right? So peek at the next tile. If it is another event tile, you now win the murderer. You now win the murderer. You now win with the murderer. So it's essentially turning the forensic scientist evil as well. If it is not an event tile, you win with the investigators as normal in either case. Place it aside, face down, without revealing what you saw. Discard this event tile and draw another event tile of this round or evidence collection. So essentially, imagine I am the forensic scientist at the moment and I pick this up. What I'll do is I'll go to my pile of scene tiles. Pile of tiles, I'm just going to call it, because there could be scene and evidence, event tiles in here. So as soon as I pick this up, and if I want to have a go at it, what I'll do is I peek at the next tile. So in this case, it is a location tile, right? It's a scene tile. So if it is a scene tile, then essentially nothing happens. I still am the forensic scientist, and I'm just going to keep on playing the game as I will. However, I'm just going to be placing it aside face down without revealing what I saw, just to sort of create a bit of like confusion, so that players don't even know, is the forensic scientist really good or bad, right? And now imagine for some reason I actually picked up an event tile. I will then become the sort of aligned with the murderer as an accomplice as well, and then I'll try to sort of derail everyone so that they lose the game and murderer as an accomplice win, because that's when I will win as well. So I absolutely love the concept of this. Adds so much more variability in the game. I'm looking forward to playing this, to be honest, and actually doing the perfect crime as it says in here. What do we have in there? So arrow, balloon, backfold, be a trap, etc. I don't know if you can see it. It'll just move around. Like tons and tons of meme cards. Adds a lot more complexity to the game. They got the same one with your clues card. They've got so much more in it. Charcoal. Okay, interesting one. Cookie. Oh, they have cookies. Look at that. And they've got cookies. Love that. So that was it. If you play Deception Undercover Allies, let me know how you guys like it. I'm gonna do a quick review of it once I'm done playing it, and I'll let you guys know how I found it. Thank you so much for joining in today. I will see you for more board games.